In this demonstration, you will see how you can use Ansible to automate Google Cloud Platform. What you see in this demo is the newest set of Ansible modules to create GCP resources, how to configure the GCP credentials within Ansible Tower, how you can construct a playbook to provision GCP resources like disk, network, IP address, and an instance. And finally, we will see how you can use Ansible Tower Dynamic Inventory to discover the newer resources within Google Cloud Platform. So let's get started. With Ansible version 2.6 and above, you have the newest set of Ansible modules starting with GCP_naming convention, which will be used to create all GCP resources like disk, network, IP address, and finally the instance. So first and foremost, we need to provide the credentials to connect to Google Cloud Platform within the Ansible Tower. So if I log into my Ansible Tower and show you the credentials frame here, you need to create a new credential of type Google Cloud. You choose Google Cloud here and select. Then you need to give your service account email address and the project name of the Google Cloud Platform, followed by the service account credentials. For the purpose of this demonstration, I already created a GCP credential in the name GCP, and I have chosen the credential type as Google Cloud Engine, given the service account email address, the project name, and the private key to authenticate to GCP here. So if I go to my Google Cloud console, you see that currently I'm part of Ansible-Tower-Rigid project. If I go to Compute Engine and choose disks, you see I don't have any disks as of now in Ansible-Tower-Rigid project. The same with the VPC network, I only have the default virtual private cloud networks, no external IPv4 address, and the instance are empty. I don't have any virtual machine or instance here. So what we do next is we actually see how you can create a playbook so that you can create these resources like disk, VPC network, IPv4 address, and finally the instance. So in the playbook, you will have the first task, which basically creates a disk which will be mapped from a certified RHEL 8 image. So we use the GCP_compute_disk module, as you see here. And I'm going to create this disk in the US-Central1-A zone in Google Cloud Platform. And I'm going to name it as disk-instance, so that when you create the disk, it will be easy to filter that disk with this particular name. And I'm using two variables in this playbook. One is GCP_project and the other one is GCP_scred_kind, which maps to service account. So these two variables are referenced within the first task as to which project you should have these resources created and what is the authentication type, which is the service account which I showed earlier. And we already added the service account details as Ansible Tower credential in the earlier step. So task 1 will create a disk mapped from a certified RHEL 8 image. The second task will create a virtual private cloud network using the module GCP_compute_network. And as with the task 1, we use two variables, project and _kind here as well, so that it knows how to go and authenticate to GCP. Task number 3 will create a public IPv4 address, and I call it as address-instance, and the same variables are used in this task as well. And then we have the final task, which will actually create the RHEL 8 instance. And in this task, we use GCP_compute_instance Ansible module. We name the instance as RHEL 8, and the type is N1-standard-1, and we use the disk, the network interface as the VPC network which we created earlier, and the authentication kind and the project like what we had earlier, and the zone is US Central 1-A. So if I am to show you the same playbook in my demo tower machine, this is how it looks like. It actually starts from the task create a disk, then finally creating a VPC network, IPv4 address, then to the relay instance. Then I have a final task using the debug module which will show you the relay instance IPv4 address. So let's go and execute this task within Ansible Tower. So I've created a template already, GCP create underscore resources, which is a job template combining the credential which I created earlier as well as a project which contains the same playbook. So what I do here is I will go and execute this job template. Start it. What it does is it actually connects to the Google Cloud Platform Authenticate first, then create the disk. So let me go and refresh this page. It should momentarily show you the disk which we just gave in the first task, disk-instance. And then if I go to the networks, you should be seeing the new network being created below, other than the default one, network-instance, and the IPv4 external address should be momentarily created. Let's go and check what is the status of the job. Yeah, it is creating the IPv4 public IP address. That particular task just got finished. Let's refresh the GCP console. You should see that external IP address here. There you go. And finally, let's see whether the instance is being created. Yes, you see the rel 8 instance just got created with the same external IP address. So if I go and check the job output, you see that the final task also is successful. It says the rel 8 instance is accessible at 35.202.174.18, the IP address. Let's verify the same IP address is here, 35.202.174.18. So this way we just saw that how you can use Ansible native GCP modules to create the resources. And it just doesn't end there. Ansible Tower has the capability to dynamically go and discover these new GCP instances by way of dynamic inventory script. So I have a dynamic inventory script also created. If I go to the inventories, I have a GCP inventory created. As of now, I don't see any host, but if I go to sources, you see that I have the source being used as GCP. If I click there, I'm using the same credential which I used in the first slide, the GCP credential, and I'm filtering these instances from the region US Central A, and the source is Google Compute Engine. So if I go and do a sync, go to inventories, select the inventory, go to sources, and if I hit sync, it should connect to the GCP API and should show you the new hosts which are part of our Google Cloud. So if I go to host here, you should see that the new host with the IP address 35.202.174.18 has been discovered. And yes, the name of the host or the instance is rel 8. So if you look here, you see that the same external IP address and host name reflects in Google Cloud as well as Ansible Tower as well. So automating Google Cloud resources within Ansible and Ansible Tower is very easy with the newer set of modules. And I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Thank you for watching.